Let's take the logos of these YouTubers and turn them into horror. Let's start with number 1. So I'll select the yellow band and expand the selection by 1 pixel. Then I'll recolor the band red. I'll add blood dripping underneath the eyes. Anyways, that was the logo you're about to comment on. Next up is Dude Perfect. So I'll start by tracing the P shape of the logo, but in a bit more artistic way to turn it into a weapon. Then I'll start adding blood over it like it's been used. After that, I'll duplicate the P, turn it around to make it look like a D, so now you've got DP. Dude, that's perfect. I'll drop a shadow underneath both letters and add more blood around the whole scene, like this is where it all went down. And that was Dude Perfect if the dude had a weapon or something. But we still got logos like PewDiePie, Dream and Technoblade at the end, so let's keep going. Now for number 3, I'll start with shadows and then I'll make the lightning bolt red and also integrate some shadows into it. I'll make the eyes red as well. Then I'll add some blood over the mouth and on the teeth and some more blood dripping from the teeth. So here's the horror version of MrBeast. And if you don't want a bloodthirsty tiger to show up at your door tonight, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Anyways, next up is PewDiePie. He has this red wavy rectangle in front of his face, and in this horror logo we're going to get rid of it and see what lies underneath, because nobody has seen that yet. So I'll use generative fill to get rid of whatever is covering his face. Make sure the face actually looks like the same face of the original logo, at least from what we can see. So I'll paint it in with the base color, and once that is done, I'll start adding some more line work to it. I noticed that the right eye wasn't placed well, so I'll select the right eye, including the eyebrow, and place it in the right perspective. Once everything is in place, I'll start adding cracks and more line work to make the face look more unsettling. I'll add blood over the teeth and also red glowing eyes. Then I'll bring in that rectangle that was covering his face, and to me it kind of looked like a towel, so I'll wrap it around his shoulder. So this is PewDiePie's logo's face reveal. Next up is CaryKH. So I'll start by separating him from the background and adding my own background so it's easier to work on him. Once that is done, I'll change the color of his skin to a very desaturated green. Then I'll start with the line work and add some lines to make certain bones and muscles more prominent. I'll take his little beard and drop it lower so I have space to create my own mouth, because the mouth has to be open. Why does this sound so weird? I'll create the mouth, draw a tongue, and color it to a desaturated red. I'll also draw in some teeth as well, and these teeth, they got a sickly yellow color. After that, I'll draw in my own shape of eyes because I need them to look different from the original ones, which I'll get rid of so I can implement my own. I'll make the color of the eyes gray, add a white highlight on top, and some white in the middle, like a white glow. Both eyes are going to get a black eye effect to make him look worn and destroyed. Then I'll start adding random dark green spots on his face to indicate that the skin is decaying. I bet you still have no idea what I'm turning him into. I'll make the inside of the mouth a dark gray color, and then his ear, I'll get rid of parts of it, like a zombie bit him there. Wink. I'll add the strokes on the ear back in to make it look cohesive with the original style. Then blood on the teeth, blood under the mouth, blood on the bite mark. Jesus, I'm better off just saying I'm adding blood, so here. Blood. And that was the horror version of CaryKH. But we've still got Dream and Technoblade at the end, so let's keep going, shall we? The next one is Markiplier. I'll start by sketching the creature because that's the main focus of this one. Once the sketch is done, I'll get rid of the mustache. I tried doing that with generative fill, but it was weird and it just added a mouth anyway, so I'll paint that away manually. I'll bring the sketch back and create the main shape of the creature. Once the main shape is there, I'll position it in the correct place and start adding highlights to it. Once I have the highlights, I'll start adding some more defining lines so you can actually see the 3D shape of the creature. Then I'll start painting, and this is honestly the biggest process of the whole thing because I want to stay true to the graphical style of Markiplier's original logo. Once the body is done, I'll start adding the legs into the scene. After that, I'll make it look as if they're going into the skin, into the cheeks of his face. I'm so sorry, Markiplier's logo. I'll do this by adding the necessary lines for that. I'll add shading above that to make it more believable. I'll draw custom legs on the right as well and paint those the same way. I'll add shading under the creature as well because otherwise it just looks like it's floating there. Then I'll work on the eyes. I'll get rid of the original ones because I need him looking down, kind of in the sense of what the f is happening to me. Probably how we would all react if an otherworldly creature latched onto our face. Anyways, I'll add eye veins, then a red gradient that goes from transparent into red, indicating that something really bad is happening to him. And then draw in the pupils looking down at the creature. I'll add blood to every single incision. So here's the horror version of Markiplier. And if you want to take this a step further, you can become a member and get custom horror emojis and exclusive weekly live horror transformations. So click on join and become this member. A member. Next up is dream. I'll start with a simple rough sketch. Once I have that, I'll add an ellipse into the scene and shade it. I'll add black spots for the eyes because they look very hollow right now, which is exactly the purpose of it. Then I'll start creating the shape of the mouth, and I'm keeping in mind that it's going to have sharp teeth, so I'll shape it that way from the start. I'll make the mouth black and start adding shading around it to make it look like things are protruding. Then I'll add highlights above the teeth to give it a 3D look. After that, I'll start working on the teeth. Now, this creature is going to have horns, so I'll first create a shape that's extruding out of the head. I'll draw the horn on top of that, and at some point I just said, why am I going crazy like this? Let's just grab a reference image of an actual horn. I'll use Puppet Warp to put it in place, give it a reddish color and start shading it. I'll get rid of some of the sides to make it look more 3D and then copy the exact same thing to the other side because I have to win back time for trying to draw everything myself. I'll add a skin texture to the face, then I'll make that red as well, so now the whole creature is basically, well, red. Then these glowing eyes. I'll start with red, add some yellow into it, and a little black spot in the middle. I'll add some blood to the mouth because I just needed to see the evilness of this. After that, I'll make the main shape of the body and start shading it, adding the proper shading to make it look as if the ribs are extruding below the skin. Then I'll cut away some parts on the side and add the same skin texture to the body. I'll add a human skeleton from the waist down and shade that and add some skin texture to it as well to indicate that there's still something left on there. Then the arms. I'll create the main shape, shade it and copy it to the other side. Then I'll add blood throughout the whole scene, blur the background, add a little bit more highlights, some bloom and a camera raw filter. And that is the horror version of Dream, which is now a nightmare. Before I show you this, when I asked Claude for the top 8 most iconic YouTubers, Technoblade was on that list. And he should be. He passed away in 2022, but his channel, his community, everything he built is still very much alive. I didn't take this one lightly. This is a tribute to one of the greatest to ever do it, and he comes last because the best always does. So I'll start with a sketch because we're going to have different eyes, a different mouth, and something impaled on the sword. Once the sketch is done, I'll get rid of the original eyes and mouth, so the only thing left in the face is the nose. I'll bring the sketch back and start drawing the new eyes. Once the eyes are done, I'll draw the mouth. Then I'll start drawing the rest of the line work because with this angry expression, with the change of the eyes and the mouth, the skin changes, the muscle change, and the line work has to complement all of that. Once that is done, I'll start the shading process. I'll start with the darkest color and add highlights on top of that, making sure everything looks cohesive with the rest of the image. Let's watch a short montage and watch it come together. Once the skin is done, I'll start adding color to the eyes and give those a proper shading as well. Then I'll add the pupil, and the pupil is going to be red and evil. I'll add a white highlight next to it, then a glow on top of that and copy the same pupil over to the other eye. Then I'll start making the main shapes of the mouth, the gums and the teeth. Once that is all in place, I'll draw in the color on the other side of the mouth and the gums, and then I'll shade the gums. I'll give the teeth a greenish desaturated color and shade those as well. After that, I'll darken the inside of the mouth a little bit more. Once that is done, I'll start adding blood all over the place. Then I'll add a pig's head impaled on the sword and also add blood on it. Then I'll copy a piece of the sword out and make it reappear coming to the bottom of the pig's mouth, so it actually looks like it's going all the way through. I'll mask away the parts outside the mouth and add blood on the inside of the sword as well. And that was it. Here's the horror version of Technoblade's logo. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, and if you like this video, you might like this one too.